Guys living near Glendale? No? Nobody in Glenistan? Huh? Okay, Harry Takakjian, you get it? And he's a writer who's never written anything, and he has a circle of friends kind of like this that he's finally pushed to the edge, and they say, you know, shit or get off the pot, and they push him into an epiphanical experience, and he does ultimately write something, which is the entirety of the book, but it's sort of twisted around so that there's narration and changes point of view.
Andy, speak out.
Oh, all right. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in and select a spot here at random, a pre-selected at random spot. Okay, Chapter 5, the Algonquin Round Table. Harry asked Cheeky and rose from the table and brought his fist down hard, upsetting the tableware. I am the greatest known living writer alive today. He was drunk, again, fourth time this week. Fourth time this week, he's proclaimed himself as the greatest living writer known to man, and the fourth time this week, he was full of his own shit. He hasn't written anything, not a stitch, not a one word, not even a vowel, expressly excluding pronouns, adjectives, hard consonants, a sham, a flim-flammer, grifter, grafter, and a galoot drunk on the Pope's blood. His greatest accomplishment is nothing, sum total of 0, with a dilly squat chaser. Harry went on. I have just completed a novel so great Moby Dick will shake an Ahab's boot. Dickens will beg for more, Steinbeck will endure an endless winter of discontent, Marx will turn capitalist, and Upton Sinclair will be reduced to scribbling his name over and over on his toilet wall and have to wipe his ass with his shirt sleeve. Why does he do this? He's so funny. And then all of a sudden he's drunk and an ass in spades and acts this buffoon-like pontification and tries to skip on his bill. He only orders water, and he eats free bread. Yeah, he's always looking for an angle out, a loophole. He shouldn't drink. When he gets drunk, he's an ass. Harry, and furthermore, that's it, I'm going home. I've had a 3-page article to finish for Zagat in the morning, and Leonard hasn't sent me the photos yet. Rebecca gathered her things, left some money, and headed for the door. And when you read his name, Harry asked Cheeky, and it will be synonymous with literature and all that man has written. Oh, that's enough. The door closed behind her and she lit a cigarette. She stood rigid, shoulders hunched, clutching her bag and sweater to her belly as she took a good long drag off the cig. She exhaled, looking up at Venus, breathing in the sweet stink of jasmine and orange blossoms in the balmy night. Silhouettes of palm trees loomed over Eagle Rock as the moon rose in the east over Colorado Boulevard. The door to Columbo's opened and shut, and Eric was at her side. Say, how did you get here tonight? I walked. From Fig? Yeah. I have my car. You want to ride home? Sure. She dashed her half-smoked butt to the pavement and twisted the sole of her shoe over it, leaving a black smudge in the flattened Marlboro light filter to fend for itself in the night. The two didn't say anything for 2 miles east of Figueroa and Yosemite. Rebecca lived in one of the little cottages rambling up the hill from the real estate office, and they clambered up the crooked concrete stairs to her place. I lost my place. All right. Lost my place, sorry.
Chapter 5.
Yeah.
The stairs to her place.
Okay, it's such a tender spot in this book, I'm having to shout it, it's kind of weird. Come in! She opened the door and tossed her bag and sweater into the chair. You want a beer? Yeah. I thought you had to do an article. I do, but I could use a chat. And I don't have Gary's photos yet anyway. I can slap it all together in an hour. I just wanted to get out of there and not listen to Harry's hallucinatory ranting. Sure, I'll have a beer, then I'll split because I got to get up early and be on set. Well, yeah, what's the shoot? Oh, it's a wine commercial we're shooting downtown on the roof of Macy's. They got a horse, 2 penguins, a 37 Chevy. Dingleberry Vineyards. We're shooting Merlot, Pinot, and Sauvignon. What are you doing on it? AD. Oh, Bleck, this beer tastes like P.P. Dickey. Assistant director, that's AD. No. This one, it's a bunch of kids. I've got a bunch of kids to do all the setup for me at 5 a.m., and I don't have to be there till 9. Christopher Coppola's directing it, so it'll be mellow jello. Oh, cool, he always has good craft service. I worked on a couple of America's Most Wanteds with him. Yeah? Yeah, we did this one about a mad serial killer in the South, and the feds were looking for him in another state. So doing one of the reenactments where the killer is in a bar. And the actor reads about this guy and says, I'll bet this guy says, "Sweet Home Alabama." Well, sure enough, they run the show, and in 15 minutes, if the feds get a phone call, they've got the guy in the bar because he's come in and said, "Sweet Home Alabama." And they made the fastest nab, 15 minutes. It was a record. The phones are ringing in the studio and the FBI and everywhere. They got the guy. The show happened to be Sorry. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I think the record for that is the fastest nab. Rebecca sat down in her chair, took her shoes off, and put her feet up on another chair and drank her beer. Eric tugged his beer and offered her a cigarette, and they smoked. Rebecca looked down at his beer and held it with both hands, and she squashed it between her thighs, making a deep impression in her dress. Shit, what are we going to do with Harry? He's getting to be a bad drunk. I don't know. Maybe he needs a cat. I mean, he just sits around his apartment all day conjuring up dopey publicity stunts that he never carries out. He doesn't have enough work, so he eats poorly. I mean, I think all that guy eats is Chef Boyardee beefaroni. It's getting to his brain. That's all. And then he comes out once a week, meets with us, eats the free bread and the free wine, and that's it. Jason and Marjorie have him over for dinner once in a while, and every so often he gets a job on a set, so he's got some craft service. But he needs some asparagus or some chicken once in a while, a frickin' mushroom or something. Yeah, he's pretty cool until he gets drunk, and then he is just tweaked out on that beefaroni. Yeah, plus he's Armenian, how fucked up DNA too. Too many genocides, immigrant lineage, and hair pride. He's got to achieve something. If he's not achieving, he gets frustrated. Like the swords of King Vartan are going to descend upon him if he doesn't own a giant black BMW and gold chains and stinking Dakar cologne. I hit a note there. Problem is, unless he actually writes something, it's an impossibility. I mean, you can't be something just by saying it. You have to yield some product once in a while. He's not Kim frickin' Kardashian, for Christ's sake. His extremes are all on the passion train. You're right there, especially the Kardashian part. His ass isn't big enough. In fact, I think the last time Harry got a piece of ass is when his finger went through the toilet paper. He's definitely missing an integral part of the entree. Maybe he doesn't have a pencil, or he doesn't know how to write, or he doesn't know what to write about. He just needs to execute the fact. I think you hit it on the nosy. Eric hit the last swig of his beer, fiddled with the bottle, then put it down on the table as a punctuation mark. Dropped his butt down the neck and waited for that satisfying hiss to stand in for end quotes. Well, I gotta get up and be on the set down on Hope Street tomorrow. I better get some rest. Yeah, me too. I'll probably get 20,000 photos from Gary and have to cut it down to 6 that I need. Call me this week. Yeah, sounds good. Maybe we can get a bite someplace. Maybe San Amlon, Tiki Tea, or that Indian place on Sunset. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll need it. Okay, good. Thursday? Yeah, let's do it. Scene, night, exterior. Columbo's parking lot. Harry is shit-faced, stagger-ass drunk. Jason and Marjorie and Kent are trying to pour him into the back of their car and take him home. Harry is now like a half-filled waterbed loose on the deck of a foundering ship in a booze storm as Jason and Kent try to steer him into position. A sack of cats. Right rudder, ailerons, nose up, left flaps, yaw to port, starboard rudder, gear down, throttle back, feather the prop, level out, flaps up, tail down. Kaplosh! Like a duffel bag of wet laundry. A successful ditching in the black vinyl sea. There was the bold piggy that set sail from over the sea. Twinkle-deedle-dee, twinkle-deedle-dum was the very interesting song that he sung. Harry blurped into the night as the car headed down Colorado, away from the moon. Twinkle-deedle-dee, twinkle-deedle-dum, vomit loomed menacingly. Son of hell, folks.
All right, Andy's book is also on sale here tonight, and come on up and meet the artist. They're going to come up and have a little chat with you, enjoy yourself, have some drinks, and thank you for coming to the Cat and Fiddle Punk Museum Presents. Woo!